Hello everybody, I'm Greg. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's take a walk to see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer is a re-review of the American Brewing Breakaway IPA. We're going to re-review this because the beers that I had re-reviewed from them earlier were a little bit overcarbonated. They had shipped them out here and had a problem with the carbonation on these beers. So the guys out there decided to ship me some replacements, and this is one of them. This is their Breakaway IPA India Pale Ale. This comes in at 7.2% ABV. I do not see a date on it. I know it's fresh because it comes straight from the brewery, but that's the only fuss I have about these guys. They have some of them have a white code on them, which I do not know or understand what it's supposed to mean, and it's very confusing or illegible, if you will. I couldn't make out what they were trying to tell me as far as that date code or anything. So I really wish they would. And of course, they have a great reputation on the West Coast of producing great beers. So if they're going to start shipping them out here on the East Coast, I think we need to get them to start putting some kind of date code or date, no code, some kind of date, month, day, year on these beers. So I wish they would. I wish they would probably step up to the plate and go ahead and do that. Either put something digitized on the bottle, or even better on the label, where we can just have the month, day, and the year. So let's get on with this one, guys. American Brewing. They're out of Edmonds, Washington. This is American IPA 7.20. Like I said, it's a year-round availability on this beer. And this is your typical IPA food pairings, which is barbecue, and your cheeses are Monterey, Pepper Jack, Sharp, Blue, your more stronger cheeses, even Gorgonzola, Limburger. And the glassware is pint, Becker, Stein, mug. I've got the pint glass for this one. And being a IPA, you wouldn't want to sell this, even though it's a 7.2%. It's going to keep for several years, but the hops are going to fade over time, guys, as I always tell you. So let's get the cap off of this one and make sure that it's not going to be overly carbonated like the last one was. So, sound like it had the right amount of hiss when I popped the cap. And this is a bomber, the 22 ouncer, so enough to share, if you will. Alright, guys, in the glass, got about, not quite a finger of head with that pour, and it is semi-cloudy. It's not, I can't see light through it, but I cannot see the bowl itself. So, very orangey in color, not overly carbonated. Got quite a few bubbles streaming up from the bottom of the glass. Looks very good in the glass. Very tangerine orange color. Let's get a nose on it, see what we got. Yes, it smells wonderful. It smells like an IPA should. I'm getting citrusy, piney grapefruit. It smells wonderful in the glass, guys. Definitely got that grapefruit going on in there. And the pine. It smells wonderful. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Thanks, guys, out there at American Brewery for sending the beers. I do appreciate it. Oh, yeah. The IBUs seem a little high, but of course it's an IPA. 7.2% too, so definitely have a bitter back end on it. To me, very sweet up front. Very nice hop presence. Yeah, it's a very nice beer. leaving some awesome lacing on the glass as I'm drinking on it. Just a tad on the bitter side on the back end there, guys. But I can deal with that with a 7.2% beer. IPAs must be a little bit bitter. I don't think it says what the IBUs are here on this one. Let's check. Yeah, it does. 90. That's why it tastes a little bit bitter on the back end. 90 IBUs. So quite bitter. Quite bitter. Quite high IBUs. I'm not saying it's overly bitter, but it definitely has a bitter back end, guys. So it's right out of the fridge, 40 degrees. Let's let it warm up. I'm going to share the other half of this bottle. We'll come back and do the final chug. Be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Very tasty beer. Very, very tasty. Citrusy, grapefruit, piney. Very, very delicious beer. The only drawback is it has a strong bitter back end. 90 IBUs, that's the reason why. I'm used to a lot of IPAs having some bitterness to go with it, but I think this one is a tad overboard with the bitterness. So I think it could be just a tad less bitter on the back end, guys. So let's do the final chug on this one. Still, very delicious, guys. I think this is an A beer. The only drawback is it has no date. Like I said, I get up on that soapbox all the time. I'm going to give it an 8, which is an A minus. It would probably get the 9 if it had a date on it. So with that being said, it is what it is. So I think they need to step on up to the plate and put a date, some kind of date on either on digitized on the bottle or on the label itself. On the label's better, but I can deal with either one of them. Write it in yellow or white or something that's real easy instead of black, which is very hard to see when the beer is in the bottle. Alright, guys, let's go see what the other fellas say. We'll go over to Rate Beer first. Rate Beer says 90 overall. I agree with that. Then it says 78 in the style. So unless they're thinking the same as I am, that it's a little too bitter, I'm not exactly sure why the numbers are low in the style. So let's go over to Beer Advocate, and Beer Advocate says 82, which is in their good range. I think it's better than that, so I disagree with that number. A lot of times they're a little on the lower side now that they changed their the way they do things, and not having the food pairing and stuff on there. I don't know why they took that off there. It don't make any sense to me. So, but anyway, with all the reviews that I've done, it's not a big issue. We can figure out what kind of food go with what kind of beers, guys. So your stronger beers go with your stronger dishes, and your lighter beers go with your lighter dishes. That's the way that usually works. So with that being said, if you've had this one, give me some comments back on this one, whether you liked it or didn't like it. This is a re-review on a fresh bottle, so I liked it quite a bit this time. So it gets the 8, which is an A minus. So if you've had it, give me some comments back on this one. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, hit that like button. Let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. Join me then.